Continue to follow breaking news on the crisis in Afghanistan. We just heard from President Biden about the deadly attack at Kabul's airport that killed 12 U.S. service members and left another 15 wounded. Joining us now is retired U.S. Army Major and military analyst Mike Lyons, a 10-year combat veteran who served during the Gulf War. Sir, thank you for being with us. First off, your reaction to the events of today, and do you think in any way they could have been prevented?
First, my thoughts go to the family members, next of kin of those who gave their lives the ultimate sacrifice. Have a survival assistance officer knock on the door. It was just about 10 days after they left. They were marshaled last week, got on planes, never thought this was going to happen. So my thoughts are with them. And it surely was preventable. And I'm seething over the concept of protection of the force. And if there's one thing our government always does when we go to war is to protect the force. And in this case, the breach of security that allowed this to happen is just inexcusable. There should have been nowhere near that checkpoint. That story that the CENTCOM commander talked about, they're doing dangerous work by patting down these people. That's just nonsense. I just find it hard to believe that we couldn't have done a better job of putting a larger cordon around that place and making sure our soldiers and Marines are protected. And the fact that we lost 12 of them through this sacrifice is inexcusable.
Let's talk a little bit about what we heard the president say. I believe he said more than once language along the lines of, we will respond at a time and place of our choosing. To me, that means we're not going to see an escalation on the ground before this deadline, and we're still determined to get out by the 31st. Is that how you heard it?
Yeah, the president did as best as he could to try to paint this picture of us responding. There's really nothing we can do. We don't have the resources there. The fact that this happened yesterday just leads me to believe that the situation is even more dire than they're telling us. And how will we respond? I just don't understand that. Again, this over-the-horizon military is not going to start launching missiles inside of civilian population areas. So again, nothing's going to change. In fact, I think things are going to speed up. We've got to take 3 days in order to get our troops out. So really, everything's going to stop tomorrow or Saturday with any Afghans going out. The talk of us taking Bagram Air Base is also fantasy. That would take 3 or 4 days to do that. I've talked to guys already. They're on alert to do that, and they just say they can't get there on time.
And that's too far. That's too far away, right? Is that the problem with that? That'd be a more secure facility, but it's 50 miles away, bad roads. You'd have problems on the commute, basically, right, between the two?
That's right. You'd have to create a security zone between the two airports using helicopters, and we don't have enough airlift capacity to do that. But you'd have to put 10,000 troops there. You'd have to have the same problem of securing that airbase as you have there. So watching people say that, and again, talking to folks inside the military, they just shake their heads as saying that that's not a feasible alternative. And that's why you're going to see the president probably speed this up. I thought he kind of passed the buck over to the military. He said, well, if the military can do it, that we're going to do what they say, but it's not going to change.
And before we go, obviously a lot of people who don't follow this closely, they're hearing about ISIS-K potentially for the first time, a new offshoot of the Islamic State. Essentially, the situation, as I read it, is right now we're relying on the Taliban, who hates the ISIS-K, to keep the evacuation moving orderly. So does the Taliban want us out as fast as possible, and hopefully they hold the line against ISIS-K, who's trying to embarrass them as the Taliban's about to take over Afghanistan?
So you would think that the Taliban would do everything they can to help us get out. But that assumes that they're rational actors, and they just haven't proved that to be over the last 20 years. So they probably look at this as, well, this is the cost of doing business. This is what's going to happen. But let's not be confused. ISIS-K is ISIS. It's the same situation of the group that was in Iraq. There's no real difference between them. They're terrorist organizations. There's not a lot of them, but they have high impact on these low technology type attacks. They're going to continue to do them. The Haqqani network is actually responsible. So they're an offshoot also of Al-Qaeda. There's going to be, once we leave, it's going to get worse in Afghanistan. The civil war is going to take off. This is going to inflame the entire situation.
Yeah, it's a terrible situation, no doubt about it. All right, Major Mike Lyons, we appreciate your perspective. Thank you.
Thanks, Steve.